Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. And in this video, we are going to be talking about the community response that's happened so far to this Malaga Ken scenario. Yeah, it's looking a bit rough. Now, I put out a video 7 days ago, as you can see, where this is what I thought was going to happen with this event, and as you can see, quite clearly, in the thumbnail, not clickbait, I said, this is a huge mistake and players will quit the game. I really hope they were not going to do this, okay? But obviously they have, and due to that, there has been some community response, and that is what this video is going to be about today. We are going to be looking at the community response to this epic Monster Hunter event. Now, first of all, before I even start showing you some of the direct replies I got, because I asked people, look, you're saying that you don't want to do anything until you see how Crunchyroll responds. What would you like to see as a response? That's the question I asked people, and I've got a couple of responses I want to go over in this video. First of all, I want to state that the Discord has been an absolute meltdown since this started. People claim they're quitting, people say they're refunding all their purchases, stuff like that. Now, I just want to really talk about the topic of refunds very quickly, just to give you guys some advice. First of all, if you do refund, this game does actively ban accounts that refund, okay? So there is games out there where if you do a refund, nothing happens and people think, oh, I'll just refund. You will lose everything, so you've got to weigh up, is that what you want to do? It's up to you, no judging from me. All I'm saying is, you will get your account banned. They do that. They basically put you into a negative balance. You can't use the account until you bring it back up to a positive balance. So just bear that in mind if you're someone who thinks they'll use this as an excuse to get a refund and then keep playing. Probably won't happen, okay? You'll get banned, okay? If you are with Google, you'll have a fairly decent chance of potentially doing that because Google are a bit more lax with that stuff. Apple, you've got no chance, right? You've got no chance. Like, I have a legitimate thing I'm trying to get a refund for. I've got proof from the developer. Apple still won't help. They don't care. They've told me to go to my bank, put in a chargeback, my Apple account will get banned, and then I can look at potentially getting my account unbanned. Nonsense. But that's what the Discord is riddled with at the moment. People basically saying refund, right? It's not that simple. Just bear in mind, if you're with Apple, it might not happen. If you're with Google, it might happen. If you're with your bank, gets sketchy, because technically any money you spent was for currency, you got the currency, so they just go, tough, you got what you paid for. So now that's out of the way, I'm not going to go and show you the Discord because it's wild. I'll just show you some of the specific responses and we will reply what I think about your ideas in this video, and then in the comment section down below you guys can let me know what you think should happen with this event. Right, so let's get this started. Let's look at the first one that I've got here. I've not got these in any particular order. So Alaris says he's done this in the game feedback section. Monster Hunter Cola, what? Right, we know what it is, right? Why do you hate us? A paywall this early, no free copy. Ken Gore Malaga not being legendary. I need to put at least 60 multi-summons to pity him without a free-to-play option. This isn't really feedback as such as making a point. I think they might delete that because you've not really given feedback as such, but I can see what you're getting at here. Yeah, I mean, I agree, like, obviously doing it this early in the game was a surprise to me. I can't say it was too much of a surprise because it was like 6 days lead in of leaks letting us know this is probably what we're looking at. I just really want to clarify right now, I think when people say a free copy, I think what they basically mean is the ability to earn a free copy through gameplay. It is kind of standard in a lot of these games that require so many dupes. They kind of allow you to work your way up to getting like at least the first copy for free, doing all the various missions and stuff, because let's be honest, to do the missions you probably already have had to invested a lot of time or money because they're difficult, they're not easy. So giving you that free copy isn't really a free copy, it's a copy you've earned, and a lot of times it's used as bait to get other people to summon, so I completely agree that there's no issue with that. He's not been a legendary. That would kind of contradict what you say later on, I've got to say, because you say later on without a free to play option. Legendaries are not free to play. Sure, we're going to get Blanca, okay, but in the TW version, when you get the likes of Dante, he is a legendary version, you don't need any dupes, but you've got to pay $49.99 for him, okay, it's a one-off purchase, he doesn't require any dupes, and it costs you $49.99. Now if you were to offer that to most free-to-play players, they would say, oh no, that's a massive cash grab, that's disgusting, that's pay-to-play. However, if you actually look at it as a more wider scope, I don't know what my wording's supposed to mean there, right? But if you were to look at it without the taintedness of seeing things purely in pay-to-play or free-to-play, you would actually realise that paying $49.99 up front for a character is way cheaper than how much you would actually spend during a summoning experience. So it would actually be better if they were legendary. However, it would still not be accessible to free-to-play. So I don't think it would necessarily fix the issues of free-to-play players feeling a little bit screwed over by this entire thing. But let's be honest, it's not just free-to-play players, it's paying players as well. Right, up, so who have we got next? We've got iMarky. Right, go and check out iMarky's YouTube channel. He does do like summons and content for this game. Whether or not he'll still do summons and content after he gets a refund, I don't know if he's going to get a refund, but if he gets a refund, he'll need to start a new account because he ain't going to be doing it on his whale account. I want to buy the ingredients in that shop with gems, not with $100. You know what, mate? Steak is expensive. It's 2023, we're in a global recession. Do you actually expect them to give you steak for nothing? No mate, that is premium Wagyu beef that they're selling in gacha form, and you have to pay your $100 for your 2% chance of pulling gain. But no, in reality, there should be at least a chance to pick up one or two of the steaks. If not, you've got a system where you can trade in eggs and really get more or less trash from your eggs, or you can look fondly at the steak trading or the chance of getting gain and realise that you're not going to do it unless you drop down up to $100 on buying the man meat that's available in this game. Yeah, it's a bit extreme. They should really do something about that, but are they gonna? Well, I find it highly doubtful. To be honest, my view on this so far is any feedback that is given to them is very unlikely to take effect for this event. What we can hope for and what we should hope for is that they will not do this going forward. But this event I feel like is done and dusty, right? So this is from my server, this is Sovereign. Apologise, fair enough. Make the events more generous like they are in CN, where you can at least get the character guaranteed for free. Again, for free, working towards it for free, not just straight in your inbox. That's what's meant by that, fair enough. However many gems it costs you to summon on the standard banner, 2,600, let you summon on event character banners with that same amount of gems. If you have a partial amount of the unique event summoning coin, like 5 out of 10, then let it make up the rest of the 5 missing coins with gems too. I mean, that is fairly standard. People say things like, I've had replies in my other videos saying, hey bro, it's limited banner, you shouldn't be able to summon with free currency. Well, shut up mate, because it's not free currency. When you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in this game, what did you get along with your purchase? You got diamonds. Diamonds are not free to play currency. Yes, you can earn them free to play, but they are not free. So there is no reason that people should not be able to use them on banners. That's to anyone who wants to come back at me again to say that it's limited, we should use limited currency. You just come across as a moron, so just don't bother. But yeah, Sovereign, I completely agree with you mate. We should be able to use it. There's no reason to do it. I mean, there is no reason to do it. Why not just have a banner where you can summon? Like I said in the other video, you will burn through all your diamonds. So come the next banner, if they're trying to get money, you're going to buy diamonds. Like, what the hell? It's not difficult. So yeah, completely agree Sovereign, good points, happy with that. Moving on, Bosh. We'll move on to the next one. I think this might be 2 in 1, I'm not sure. It is! So you can see the question obviously is, what do you want to happen? A revamp of the whole event to at least include some gem pulls. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Maybe the backlash is so strong that maybe they will inbox us some. That might happen. That's a possibility. They're not going to revamp the event. It's too late, right? They won't revamp the event. They might give us some. That's all I'm going to say. They might. I've got nothing to base that on other than they might actually be absolutely pooping bricks right now that a lot of the player base are refunding and quitting. So maybe we'll get some inbox rewards or codes, something where we can have some of these tiers, but we ain't getting a full event revamp, right? But it's a fair request, but it's not happening. In the future, maybe we won't get an event that's going to suck balls like this one does, right? Inyak, long time viewer, how you doing, mate? First off, an apology. See, that's difficult. They obviously don't think they've done anything wrong, so why would they apologise? And if they did apologise, it would be fake. Because obviously, they made a business decision. We don't like that business decision. So any apology they give us would be disingenuous because ultimately, they don't care what we think. They care if we're spending money or not. So any apology to me would be hollow and shallow and meaningless, to be honest. But I appreciate the sentiment. Promise to work hard and do better in the future. This sounds like it's going to roll out to be your very typical Japanese, I know it's like Chinese originally, right? But if you've ever watched like a Japanese company, they'll come out when they apologise, they'll bow their heads, they'll apologise, they'll say they've done wrong, they'll promise to work harder in the future. Seems to be quite cookie cutter right now, following that formula. Compensation to win back the player base, a healthy amount of it. Again, while I think that it's a good idea, I don't technically know the justification behind it because there hasn't been a mistake. There's been a mistake as in they made a bad decision, but there hasn't actually been like a fundamental mistake where something has gone wrong or something has been broken. So I don't actually know if they would give us compensation other than potentially what I said to the above comment, which is inbox us some of these dragon tiers. But again, hey, maybe they would compensate people, but it wouldn't really be compensation, it would be more bribery to try and get people to stay. But hey, either works. Free stuff's always good, I'll take it. Change the offence structure or massively improve the rewards for it. Again, I feel like that's something that will be in the future. I feel like this is very much a case of, you know what guys, you absolutely struck out in this event, do not do it again. I feel like that's what will happen. I don't foresee a situation where they will change what we currently have. I feel like if anything, if this is what they were planning to do for Akuma, maybe they won't. And do you know what? At this stage, I'll take it. I would like them to revamp this. I just think the reality of the situation is they probably won't. But hey, I've been proven wrong before, so hopefully they prove me wrong again, who knows. Right, two left, because I never took too many or this video would drag on for like 45 years because there's so much actual hate. This one was on a direct reply on the main code, thanks very much. Oh god. NCASLO. Oh. Solo BP. Solo BP, you're being called Solo BP from now on, that is now your name. Honestly, an acknowledgement of any kind that this wasn't a well-structured event. Okay, I don't need free stuff. Okay, but you would like it. Let's be real. We all like free stuff. Come on, let's be completely honest here. We all want free stuff. We're human. I don't expect them to walk back this event, neither do I, because that means refunds or compensation for people who spent, and that's a problem. I'll get back to that in a minute. I don't see how it does, but we'll get back to that, right? I also like announcements ahead of time next time for like how the event will work. A preview a couple of days out, that's fine, or you can watch my channel and I will brief you on the leaks, which I'm not supposed to do, but clearly with this game we can rely on leaks. Seems like they kept it secret knowing nobody would like it. It would be very stupid if they did that. Honestly, it would be very stupid if they did that. I think what they actually did was they thought that maybe the free-to-play players wouldn't like it, but whales would still pay and purchase. If what I'm seeing is true, because again, people talk nonsense online, if the amount of whales I'm seeing are refunding, that claim they're refunding, then this has probably had more of an effect than they expected, okay? But going back to the refunds and compensation part, I don't know if they would have to refund or compensate anyone, to be honest, because if you pulled paid, you pulled paid. The only people that technically I could see them having to maybe compensate is someone who was absolutely mental enough to go to max that character out straight away. Because if they then give you summons that is enough to, do you know what I mean, maybe do what, 60 pulls, or they give you a free copy of Ken, whatever they do, that's going to be the only point where you would need compensation. Because if you were mad enough to go to get that character to SS or whatever, you were going to do it anyway. One extra copy is just going to mean excellent, it's less work for me. But if you've maxed them, then yeah, you would probably need to find some form of compensation for them. But I mean, I don't expect them to walk back the event, I agree, but I just don't necessarily think if they did, they would have to refund or compensate anyone, because anyone who's spent hasn't necessarily been fundamentally affected. It's more free to play and casual spenders and people who are just disappointed, I suppose, who have been affected. But good comment nonetheless, very sensible actually, very, very well structured and very not emotional with your responses. Let's check the final one. I could go into my comments because there's so many in my comments, but you know what? Nah, I'm going to do it. Check the last one. See this knife? Last one I picked because it was short. Sorry, we will do better. Switch to one free Ken. Again! I believe what you mean is allow us to earn one Ken. Because if they just gave everyone a Ken, I feel like that sets a precedent where from now on everyone's just going to expect a copy of the new unit if it's on a special banner. I feel like if there's an event and there's missions and you can summon with currency, just letting us like summon enough to get to that first copy, that'd be fine. That would be absolutely fine, and maybe just put in an exchange, you know. So here's my feedback, right? I gave my feedback earlier, right? But here's my feedback again, because I've had a bit more time to think about it, a bit more time to digest it. Here's what I would do. I would do what I've said. Honestly, I don't think they can revamp the thing now. I don't really think they can change much. Send everyone 5 tokens a day. That's it. Send them 5 tiers a day. That's it. Send them 5 tiers a day into their gift box. By the time you've hit the 12-day period of this event, you will have 60, which is enough for you to get 1 copy. Okay. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Send less. But in the missions tab, do what you've done with the growth event. So the growth event, you've got like the 2 different tabs, and then at the end you've got a daily purchase. In the daily purchase, make a certain amount of these tiers available. So 5, just like we said, 5, so that if people spend their diamonds, they can get a copy of Ken. They can summon, they can get a copy of Ken. That way, people out there who are like, oh, people just want things for nothing. Well, no, we'll take their diamonds. So they're not getting them for nothing, they're using their diamonds, right? Do that, I believe that the player base would be happy. So they get the current 1 and maybe 1 and a bit multis that they get from the current event, from missions, and if they do this daily trade-in where they could buy whatever the amount is to, I think it would be like what, 5, like I said, let them buy that amount each day. By the end of it, if they're the daily player, which is what you want to encourage people to come on every day, they will have came on once a day, every day. They will have racked up enough of a total that they can trade in and get themselves a copy of Ken, and then be entirely disappointed when they realise that you need more than 1 copy. But still, it would make people feel more involved in what's going on. It would also get people coming on more to do the raid, to do things that you want them to do. Because active player base is how these games gauge their success. How many concurrent active players do they have playing the game? That solution would do that. So there is meltdown happening in Crunchyroll City when it comes to the Discord. There is unhappy feelings aplenty when it comes to Street Fighter Duel. Can they turn that around? Tune in next time for an exciting episode of Street Fighter Z. Peace. Hadouken!